Hello and welcome to Pam's Kitchen. I'm Pam Uten, Family and Consumer Science Agent with the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Service here in Cabarrus County. And I'm so delighted you stopped by my kitchen, where you're going to find we're always preparing something that's quick and easy. That's the important thing. And healthy and nutritious. And sometimes we're able to focus on local foods. But today we're going to be focusing on another recipe that will stretch the family food dollar. And I think that's something everybody's concerned about. We're going to be doing a southwestern bean chili. And this is probably going to be the easiest recipe we've ever shared. But the secret to making it easy is having what I call a well-stocked pantry. Some basics, different kinds of beans, your tomato sauce, frozen corn, chicken broth. Those are pretty common things to have in a pantry and your freezer or refrigerator. And this takes advantage of those convenience foods to put a nutritious meal on the table in a very quick time. So today we're going to be doing southwestern chili. And you're going to find we have no meat in the chili. We are stretching the food dollar. We're going to start by, first of all, lining your a crock pot, or if you're using a slow cooker, or I should say you could certainly do this on your stove with a large stock pot. That was a really run-on sentence, but the whole point of it is that you don't have to have a slow cooker or crock pot. If you do, if you would like to line it with a cooker bag, a cooker liner, it will make cleanup so much easier for you. Or spray your crock pot or cooker with some cooking spray, and that too will make it a lot easier as far as the cleanup. And I think we're all interested in cleanup today. So we're going to start by just pouring in 1 can of tomato sauce. This is going to be very quick and easy, I promise you. So we're starting by adding 1 can of tomato sauce. Then we're going to add the real stars of the show, and that is a variety of beans. And I hope that you can see the different color of beans in this container. On the bottom is 1 can of garbanzo beans. And garbanzo beans are also called chickpeas too. Chickpeas, garbanzo beans. You'll find garbanzo beans used a lot in Mediterranean cooking. And also garbanzo beans, or chickpeas, are the basis of hummus, which is a delicious snack. So on the bottom we have garbanzo beans, often used in Mediterranean cooking. In the middle we have red beans. These are kidney beans. All of the beans have been washed and drained in a colander. We want to always remove that excess salt before we use canned beans. So we have red kidney beans in the center. That kind of reminds us of perhaps Cajun cooking with red beans and rice. And on the top would have to be my very favorite beans, a can of black beans. So we're going to be taking advantage of this today, and we're going to be adding 3 different cans of beans and 3 different kinds of beans to our crock pot. And I have put our crock pot already on a low temperature. So there goes our, I guess you could say, our protein of the recipe. The next thing we'll add will be stewed or chopped tomatoes, and these tomatoes have green peppers and onions in them. You might be able to find what's called a Mexican tomato, but these are green peppers and onions to give us a little bit more flavor. Then we will add 1½ cups of corn that's perhaps been frozen, and I just put in a little quickly there the 4 cloves of garlic. So we've added all that now to our slow cooker, and I'm going to take just a second to stir it up. You know, if you happen not to have any garlic, you could use a substitution, and that would be garlic powder. 1/4 teaspoon of garlic equals 1 clove, and we did put in 4 cloves of garlic. I'm now adding 1 cup of chicken broth. You may have chicken broth from your home, but you certainly can buy it at the grocery store in the soup area. So that was chicken broth. The next thing we're going to add will be 1.5 cups of green peppers. Really, I should say 2 medium green peppers. It's about 1.5 cups of green peppers that have been washed very well and have been diced or cut up. Okay, now the last thing we're going to be adding to our crock pot will be our spices. And the spices we're going to be using today include 3 tablespoons of chili powder. You would expect that. 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. And cocoa powder, when used in something like this, gives it a richer, deeper flavor. So we're adding 1 teaspoon of ground cumin and this 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Very little salt. So I'm mixing that up a little bit, getting all those spices mixed in. Okay, things are mixed up really well now, so I'm going to add the lid for my crock pot, and this is going to cook on low temperature for about 6 to 6.5 hours. It's great if you can make it on a Saturday and eat it that night, or put it on Sunday lunch, or maybe if you even can come home during the workday and get it going, that would be another treat too. Some of the folks watching are probably saying, oh, this whole big crock pot of Southwestern bean chili, I'll never eat it all. Well, it too is just as good the second day after you've made it, or even the third day. The secret is go ahead, take it out of the crock pot, put it in your refrigerator, cover it, and then use it the next day or the next day. Now, how are you going to enjoy this delicious Southwestern bean chili when you're finished? You might want to add some cheddar cheese for a little bit of color to it, or perhaps an avocado slice or an onion. And my favorite way to serve this bean chili is on hot cooked brown rice. Using brown rice is a healthier choice. We're getting a whole grain and it's adding some nutrients to our diet. But if this wasn't the quickest and easiest recipe I think we've ever had in Pam's Kitchen, I would be surprised. I hope you will enjoy preparing Southwestern bean chili and come back to visit in our kitchen soon.